every year. But basically, this is called this is called the Super Wow series. Okay, so usually what we do is if we choose Super Wow starting from grade 3, in book 1, basically this series should be used all the way till they graduate in grade 6. So you're gonna be super Wow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. That's this group of kids is going to study. Okay, and then of course we got other choices. So as Shimon, you will find out from grade, we have four sets of series that kids are using for different grades. Okay, because when they were starting grade 3, we chose this one for them, so they're gonna use them. Okay, and all the books are designed content based. Okay, all right. So let's look at Unit 1. Let's see what's included in Unit 1. Page 1. Unit 1, page 1. Right? Okay. Let's look at how this. Why don't you let me give you 2 minutes. A minute or two. Take a look at page 1 to page 16. Page 1 to page 16, and you get an idea what each unit is. This is grade 4. Sorry. 可是我觉得即使跟他 Super Wow 我还蛮喜欢，可是我觉得有的所以我很怕被就比较重。Okay, done? Okay, all right. Pretty much, if you're done with Unit 1, the rest of the unit just follows because every unit is designed the same thing, designed the same way. Okay, this unit, okay, this book is designed what? First unit, the first part is what? Story, right? It's a story, or you can call it a dialogue, right? That runs how many pages? 6 pages, right? 6 or 7 pages, right? And then followed by? Hey, followed by a section called Let's Talk. And what is the Let's Talk about? What is it different from the story in the front?
Conversation.
It's conversation, right? And basically it's the sentence pattern that is going to be covered, that supposedly kids should learn, right? Okay, and then after the 2 pages of Let's Talk, followed by? Vocabulary, and then? Sentence pattern. Actually, these two, this page 10, is the main learning course for the kids.
Yeah, shouldn't be at the front.
Andrew said should be in the front.
You should define your vocabulary before you start using it.
Okay, let's talk about that. All right, and then after page 10, what's next? Daily English. What is the daily? It's like stand up, sit down, good morning, that kind of daily phrases that we use, right? Some publisher use TPR. They use this section as a TPR. Teach kids how to learn the command. Okay, and then maybe when they are older, there are some phrases. Okay, for this section. All right, and then followed by daily English are 2 pages of phonics. Okay, phonics rule. This unit talk about 4 vowels, b and p and v, v and f, right? And then use those phonic sound to make it a little chant. Well, it's on next page, right? And then, okay, after phonics are songs and chants. Okay? And songs and chants are, what are the basis for song and chants? What's the content? Sentence pattern and vocabulary again. Right? Okay, so after that is practice. Just a short, simple practice. My God. Just those pages, you're going to teach them 3 weeks. Or 4. You and your Chinese teacher. If it's to be covered in 3 weeks, means what? 6 periods. 240 minutes. If it's 4 weeks, 8 periods, 320 minutes. Not much to do on there. Grade 4. Tough. What are you going to do with a little thing like these? Teach them pencil, bed, table for 3 weeks in a row. My God. Wow. Okay, so that's our job. Okay? Now, let's assume this unit is going to break them in 3 weeks. How are we going to break them? Oh, how about let's solve Andrew's question. The reason I asked you to go through the unit and tell and find out what are included. Let me give you a question so we can answer Andrew's question. Do we need to go the order of the book? Of course not, because we already know. We can't, right? Because we have to teach them what is bed, what is blah blah blah, right? What is under, what is on, in order to read the story. So a lot of so basically, what you need to do is every time when you start planning a unit, look through the whole unit at one time, all together, and then get a sense of what is the main teaching goal that you need to accomplish, and then you break them. Okay? Do not go by pages. Some schools do give you pages, but however, they probably jump, maybe ask you to do page 14 to 16 first, and then come back to 12 to 13, something like that. So, in a sense that you need to, when you start lesson planning, that's what you need to do as well. Okay, so let's talk about how do we break them in 3 weeks. What to do first week? What page? Hey, page 10. Definitely, right? Yeah. Okay, so the first unit should cover vocabulary and sentence pattern. Okay? All right. Week 2.
How we teach them in on, under?
In, on, and under. You need to teach them on and under in order to teach them sentence pattern. Because the sentence pattern is, where is my book? It's on the table. So, on and under is not included in the vocabulary list. So, which means what? You probably have to make your own flashcard, because in the publisher's package, probably they don't have a word that says under, and then have a picture of something under something, and then have an on, that. So you probably have to make it yourself. It's like the weather unit. Usually the word weather is not identified as a vocabulary word. If it starts with sunny, snowy, rainy, cloudy, and then the question is, how's the weather? But the weather word is not in the vocabulary. So as a teacher, you probably have to reorganize the whole thing and make sure you cover everything for kids to build up their foundation, and then move on to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Start from vocabulary and then sentence pattern to the story and the dialogue to become bigger and bigger. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so first week vocabulary and sentence pattern, right? And second week you quickly review on the vocabulary and sentence pattern, and then do what? Read the story. Anybody? Any other idea?
I'd probably do the song, the chant.
Ah, do the song and the chant. I usually think that teaching English is in Taiwan, it's just like a cook. If the vocabulary and sentence pattern is the beef, then how many ways that you can cook beef? You can barbecue it, you can broil it, you can stew it, you can fry it, you can bake, you can do whatever. So, song and chant, by teaching song vocabulary, it's one way, right? And then you do activity. And then now, the song and the chant is a different way, but it's still beef because they're still under, it's still on. The sentence pattern is there. Where is the book? It's on the table. You just keep changing, change the book to the ruler, change the ruler to the pencil, change the pencil to the pencil case. But the basic sentence pattern is the same. So if you have that idea, you are a cook. You have one main course, one main ingredient is chicken. Then how many ways that you can cook chicken? Same thing, if you're focusing on vocabulary, if the ingredient is these 5 vocabulary, then how many ways that you can cook, you can review the vocabulary by doing different things, by doing listening, reading, writing, and speaking, and spelling, all kind of things. And then you can divide different activity just to review, just to practice the words alone. That's what I'm saying. Again, first week, 40 minutes. Teach those 5 words. Probably gonna take you 10. If you're doing more of a chopping, that's gonna take you more time. Previously, if you just do repeat and say, it's gonna be 3 minutes top, right? 3 rounds. Everybody, eraser, bed, pen, book. It's gonna go by so quickly. But now, because you have those, spelling and all other syllables that are put in it in the teaching section, so it's gonna take you longer to introduce each word. And also, my suggestion to you is, besides going over each word, it is a good time to give kids a lot of examples, okay, from what they have learned, okay, and then build up to pick something that you can see from kids. Tell them, okay, what is this? This is a math book, if you're teaching book, for example. Okay, what color is the book? It's a red book. They know color already when they were in grade 2. Okay, what I'm saying is that give them a lot of listening input. Also, provide them with a chance to give you a feedback of what they have known. Okay, and then also important thing I want to remind you is that our kids tend to give you a very short answer. If you ask them, is this a book? They'll say yes. Push them to say a complete answer. Yes, it is. Do you like English? Yes. Yes, I do. Even though I understand what you understand what they're saying, but here, because you're a teacher, and they're building their English ability, so you need to push them to say a more complete answer. Okay? When you say, what is it? Oh, book. Give me something more. It is a book. Besides, it is a book. What else can you say? It's a book, right? So, especially when you go up, when you're teaching grade 5 and grade 6, a lot of things, a sentence can be said in a different way, and then try to build up. If a sentence starts with "it is a book," how can you make a book longer? How can you make the sentence longer? It is a red book, right? What else how else can we make the sentence longer? It's a big red book. Blah 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 blah. So that gives kids a sense of saying, "Oh, wow." It's not always when I ask you, "How's the weather?" How are you? It's always, "I'm fine, thank you," and you. That's how you're going to encounter. When you walk into the, "How are you today?"
No.
"I'm fine, thank you," and you. They just have to say "and you." Is it not polite to ask you? If you ask me "How are you?" then if I don't ask you "How are you," is it not polite? But our kids somehow, I swear I want to change that. So I introduce all kinds of feeling words. I said, well, besides I'm fine, you can say I'm good, I'm great. Or you don't feel too good, you say, no, I don't feel good. It's awful. After the whole semester, I just gave up because it doesn't matter what you write to the kids. Our kids always say, I'm fine, thank you, and you. It's a robot. So see, you can do more. All I can say is that we're like farmers, okay? We plant seed in the elementary. All I'm hoping is that all the things that I give to the kids, maybe I'm not able to harvest in the elementary years. Hopefully, when they go to junior high school or senior high school, they will start, they will sprout stronger and stronger. And
I actually want to say something on that. I'm fine, thank you, and you. Actually encountered a little boy at one of the family ones, and I said, how are you? And I said, I'm fine, thank you. Actually, I said hello, and he responded, I'm fine, thank you, and you. And I said, I'm fine, thank you, but it ended up him just repeating and you, and you. So they just had that robotic.
yeah,
response
actually,
to
if you
just
ask
say
them,
"and
what
you."
is NU? What does NU mean? They probably cannot tell you because they all they remember is I'm fine, and you have to go together somehow. So there must be something wrong with our teaching. So please.
But I want to say
Us
something
teachers.
About a personal experience I had with the scooter shop. Everywhere you go to scooter shop, the scooter shop guys cannot speak English at all. We do charades like you want. And I had some trouble with my scooter, and in the end I got to a guy who's really speaking English so good. And I enjoy his discussions about what's wrong with my scooter and whatnot. Anyway, and I asked him, about the third time I went, I asked him, where did you get your English? Because did you study abroad? And he said, no. He said, in my junior high school, I had a teacher who made all the difference. Who made me speak English like I do today. So there is something.
We all want to be that teacher, don't we? All right. Anyway, so all right. So week 2, I would go for after you review, of course, I will move on to song and chant because it's different kind of practicing. Okay. And then personally, I usually I don't know how you're gonna divide the textbook with your co-teachers. Okay, but usually if you're the one teaching it, everything can be revised in the textbook. Okay. If you don't like the song, that sound in the recording, make a change yourself. If you are creative, if you're good at music, okay, you can compose a different tune. Please do, okay? Or you can add more words. Fortunately, usually what I do is I kind of give more words or where's my pencil? Where's my pencil? Where's my pencil? It's under the chair. So that I like to do rhyme with the kids or chant with the kids because somehow when you go over and over again, it's like a tune that just can't go away.
Yeah.
Okay. However, my suggestion to you is that make sure that you, before you start teaching, especially the first class, you need to practice them yourselves because you are going to demonstrate to your kids. If you can do it yourself, how can you expect kids to do it, right? So usually, and then I use a tambourine. I use what is that thing?
Triangle.
No, not triangle. The wood. The monk use.
With the frog at the temple.
Yeah. What is it? What is it called?
What? The thing that you rub on the front of that?
No. It goes. When you go to a temple, they have this. When the monk is going. 那个木鱼有没有？
Oh yeah.
But
Like a sticky little ball, like-
yeah.
I
And
don't
then
know
you
the name, but
hit
what
it.
it is.
Right. You hold it. It's a shape. It's a shape like this, and then there's a stick to it, and then you hold it, and then there's and then you go. where's my pencil? Where's my pencil? Where's my pencil? It's under the chair. You go like this. And then what you do after a couple rounds, then you speed up. Where's my pencil? Where's my pencil? Where's my pencil? It's under the chair. And then you go, now we're on a MRT, so we're gonna go faster. Where's my pencil? Bang, 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 bang. All you need to do is you take your little instrument and you go around the classroom and you stare at the kids and you go pop, 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 then go crazy. And then after you go jet fast, you come back to slow. Where's my pencil? Where? So that makes it fun, right? And then you challenge. Sometimes you go, and then where's my pencil? Table 1. They have to continue. Okay? And then you go, where's my pencil? Pencil 2. Table 2, sorry, not pencil 2. Table 2. So, which means that when you're in the classroom, you're like a conductor. But you have to be very good at controlling. If you messed up, the whole thing just went berserk. But if you're able to control the tempo, the fast, the slow, and then how to control, every kid's eyes were on you. And then they also, their attention is on you, but they're also practicing. But make sure, of course, when you're going very fast, that's because you start slow. Always start slow. So I will go slow, very slow, super slow, and then build up to the. So because the super slow, that makes sure that kids knows every word, pronunciation, can say it correctly. Okay, and then you can tell the chant and the song and the chant, whatever, they're saying it different ways. Here is where is, and then in this section they put where is together, goes where's. Okay, so there's two different ways of saying it. Okay, all right, and then so this is review. So this week 2 is review vocabulary and sentence pattern, and then we do song and chant, and what else? Unit 2, week 2. Probably phonics. I would do phonics too. Okay, and then phonics. If you look at phonics, besides this is grade 4. So basically, I hope. Do you think they have learned short vowel already? I hope so. Okay, so basically, with the words that are in the book, I would usually come up with my own worksheet, with extra words. So basically, it's not them to get to know more words. For me, phonics meaning is not important. However, the sounding. So when you go over the phonics with the kids, do not just say better, bus. What you need to do is bat, us, bus. Why do I do this? What's the purpose of this? 3 what? 3 sounds, right? This word is combined with 3 sounds. B, A, T. So I tell them each letter has a different sound to it. S, bat. Even when I test the kids, I do not ask the kids to give me bat. If they just give me bat, I will not give them a full score. I want to make sure that kids are able to break them, because sometimes you'll find kids are able to break them, but they have trouble putting it together. When you say at, they will say at. It's like we have right? Right? So when we say, for example, hoa flower, hoa comes from hoa. Okay? So we tell the kids, okay, and then they'll give you hoa, but not every kids. Only a very small portion of kids have trouble. However, it probably needs practice, but it all comes so natural to us. We think that at is bat. But for some kids, somehow they just have trouble. So for that kind of kids, you probably need to reduce. That's why we start, when they were in grade 2 or grade 2, I think we start with 2. So we start with AT, right? AT, at. AN, and, right? AD, add. And then in grade 3 or grade 4, we do more to put it more together, kind of build them up with three-letter words, four-letter words. That's how they build up their phonics. Okay, so you have to make sure how kids are learned. So same thing. So next time when you bring out a new word, if it's a short vowel word, basically they should be able to sound it out or decode it by themselves. Okay, you don't have to always give them the answer right away. That's important. Okay, so basically I will give them whole lot of list that is in the start with the B, start with P, and then of course with the phonics rule that they have learned, and then to give them extra practice. And what I usually do is ask kids always, for example, if you're going over a page like this, I always do a finger pointing. Train your kids start young, finger pointing to the words that you're going to read. Okay? But at, bat, but ed, bed, but us, bus, per at, pet, per et, pet, per ot, pot. These kind of things that have to go. And then what I do is, in order to get everybody's attention, I said, okay, everybody, okay, start, ready, go, but at, bed, stop. And then I'll point to Kath. If Kath is not able to say because she's not paying attention, then something blah 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 happens. So you get, with this kind of, even though it's the whole class chanting, but you still have to make sure that kids are following. So because you can't only watch certain portions that you just call it a stop, all right, and then what's next? We can do what's next. So the kids if I draw a number, right, 22, right. Supposedly he or she should give me an answer for the following word. And then by repeating that following word, I go, okay, everybody per at, and then they'll go per at, pad, per at, stop. I draw a number again, right, 12. Then, so this kind of thing. All right, basically, phonics, you just have to give them more practice. That's it. Okay, and then meaning. We only want kids to know. Pretty much, these are a lot of words, that I wouldn't expect kids to know it. But however, because they're in the next page, you got a picture for them. So actually, you can do an activity with the, when you're going over the chant, the phonics chant, and then you can explain, because the chant, the picture is just it's drawing a picture of the chant for this. So you can go over the picture and so the kids without explaining, let's point to the circle, the bat. Circle the pet, circle fat or something. So that's the thing that you can use them. Okay. Usually when you bring out a picture, don't don't start teaching. Instead of asking kids, okay, let's see, what do you see in the picture? Basically, you're gonna see a lot of hands. And then on that using this activity, you will know that kids they have known, and then they have also provide them a chance of knowing what they have known and be able to use them. And then make sure every time when kids give you an answer, ask them to use a complete answer. Okay? Or if you know that this sentence can be said it in a different way, try to push those advanced students to promote it, to give a chance and give it to you. If nobody raised, give them an answer, help them. Maybe next time when you have the same pattern, then hopefully somebody will remember. Okay, build up gradually. Okay, so week 2. So we finish in maybe phonics, right? Okay, week 3. I'm sorry. They have a question.
Do you use that as one of your classroom rules for your younger grades? Like I'm developing my rules for 3rd grade, 10 rules. Mm-hmm. And one of the rules my co-teacher suggested was have the students follow with their
finger pointing.
Do you because I crossed that rule out and I said hey, we can just tell them to do that for certain activities, but do you find that to be an overarching important rule? Do you use it? Well,
I find it's important for our kids learning because usually that gives them a sense of a concentration. All right, so we ask our foreign teacher try to push it, especially in the lower grades, and especially when we're going to move on to the story, right? You're gonna ask the kids to either repeat after you or read it on themselves. You ask them to point to the words.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully, if you start young, and then finger. So usually in the younger grades. So when we say, okay, point a finger ready, you have to make sure put your finger on the word bat. You have to wait. you do not start right away. You have to walk around, you and your co-teacher, if you're two teachers in there, you have to walk around and make sure everybody's finger is on that word, and then you start. Don't just give a command and say, okay, put your finger on back. You think that they will remember or they are understanding you. Of course not. No, sometimes you have to go and pick up a kid's finger and then put it, and or you have